specifically the Straits of Hormuz, for its energy imports. And during the ongoing conflict, questions have also been raised about whether India has adequate reserves in the event that hostilities end up continuing for several weeks. Recently, the United States, which had imposed additional penalties and tariffs on India for purchasing Russian oil, has announced a 30-day waiver to do, well, exactly that, for Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. But here's what's important now to actually emphasize going forward. India is the fourth largest refiner of oil, with our refining capacity at 258 million metric tons per annum. This exceeds our domestic demand, and as of 2025, India was the seventh largest exporter of refined petroleum products. We plan to increase our refining capacity to 309.5 million metric tons per annum by 2030. In 2024-25, India exported about 23.7 million tons of petroleum products, which was the equivalent of 10% of our fuel consumption. Europe has emerged as a key destination for India's petroleum exports, with more than 25% share. Asia, including Singapore, Indonesia, as well as Middle East, account for more than 40% of the share, and Africa has around 8 to 10% share. So is India in a position to leverage this and improve its bargaining power when there is a reliability that's been built in on our refined petroleum exports? That's one question. The access to Russian oil that we had never stopped buying, and now that it's also available for us for purchase at sea, provides us the opportunity to buy it at a competitive price, refine it here at home, and export it to our destinations in Europe as well as elsewhere. Something that we had done to a significant extent following the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war and the sanctions that had been imposed on Russian fuel thereafter. But there's also a problem. We import almost 85 to 90% of our oil requirement, and in the event that during this current conflict there is a rerouting of supplies due to disruption of traditional routes, those cost escalations may end up impacting the profitability of Indian exports. And if the war ends up lasting beyond 50 days or even more, the emphasis could then shift on prioritizing and catering to domestic demand. Now, these are challenging times, and among the numerous reasons that have been cited for seeking an immediate de-escalation in the conflict is also clearly the direct economic impact.
She asks tough questions like no other journalist.